Happy June 2nd and Pride Month to those of you that are celebrating. Welcome to What's in Your Earbuds. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason Bahamundi, founder of Run Try Bike. And joining me today is Joe Harden, founder of HT Hardwood Designs. And combined, we have created RTB Awards. So for all of you race directors that are listening to us right now, head to rtbawards.com and check out our gallery and then give us a shout on your next awards. Today we have a great show. We're going to be talking to Joe about Mohican 100. We're going to be talking about the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network 5K, which will be happening in July, and a recent conversation I had with Dave Hawkins from Track Tunes and how that plays into Strava and Spotify and some cool stuff. Dude, welcome back from Mohican 100. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm lifting from the post ultra fog. I'm feeling pretty good though.
What you just said didn't sound like it though.
It didn't sound like it. Maybe not. False fog.
So this false fog. That's a great song. That's a great song name. Creed should be singing False Fog. So let's dive into Mohican 100. You just got back. It was your second attempt at a 100-miler. You didn't finish. You DNF'd. And we could talk about that. But I really want to get into your musical playlist and sort of what happened with you and Derek Sproul, who's been a guest on What's in Your Earbuds. So you were telling me that story in the green room. Share it with the audience.
Yeah. So Derek, previous guest, like you mentioned, we met in real life for the first time. Man, he's just a cool in real life. It's like I've known the guy my whole life. So that just to tell you how it went. So me and Derek, we ran together. His race was going really well. He was feeling really good, and like I mentioned, I DNF'd. So I started feeling kind of bad, and I was getting kind of quiet. And I wasn't going to complain or anything. I think Derek could just pick up on it. I wasn't having a good day. So at one point, Derek goes, "Hey man, put this earbud in your right ear." So what was in my earbuds was me and Derek sharing earbuds together for a few hours on the Mohican Trail. And me and Derek were joking earlier, like how like romantic that was that we shared, like we shared earbuds. It was actually pretty magical, and I think I like EDM music. So I think that's
was it all
cool.
EDM?
Yeah, it was like EDM, and like one of the songs was like this. Like, do you remember PD Pablo?
It was like, dude, I'm just getting into music.
Yeah, so it was like this like rendition of like a P.D. Pablo song, and honestly, it kind of turned it around for me for a while because I like some of the songs don't have words, so it's you kind of like interpret it the way you want, I guess, and it was like kind of getting me like it kind of got me going again. I mean, unfortunately, I had like an injury pop up that I couldn't quite ignore, but it was pretty cool. Sharing earbuds with Derek, so that's something I'll never forget. So yeah, shout out to Derek for sacrificing an earbud for me.
Did the lasers pop out and the smoke come into the trail as you were moving around the course?
Yeah. I was trying to like project myself to an EDM club instead of the Rudy Rocky nonsense that the Mohican Trail is.
Shout out to Wyatt Games on YouTube. How you doing?
What's up?
Oh man. So was it all just EDM music, or did you guys actually have something else playing in there?
Yeah, I think it was just always Derek's just always got like a big list of EDM stuff he's into, and he's kind of got me into it too. So that goes back to what I always say about music: is try to never close your mind to a genre of music, because I was wrong. Like I like EDM music, so
that dude, he might be the most eclectic person I have ever spoken with. First of all, when he came on your show Beyond the Finish Line last week, and he talked about having a Cuban wife and loving rice and beans and Ethiopian food. Like it was like another facet to a person I had never met before, because what is it, about a month or so ago, 6 weeks, he was on What's in Your Earbuds, and he was like, yeah, I listened to all these songs and like Japanese hip hop. And I'm like, how the hell do you find Japanese hip hop? So was he like that in real life, where like he just has knowledge about everything that you're talking about in that moment?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, spending that much time with him, getting to know him better, it made me like him more. Like I think he's just a rad dude, and he's in all kinds of different stuff. And I think that's like a good characteristic of someone that's just like kind of open to all these different things. And certainly music's one of them. I mean, like I thought I had like a deep knowledge of music and kind of like an eclectic taste, but so yeah, he's showing me stuff. So that's kind of cool. Like to be like shown new like things I didn't even know about. It's like refreshing too. So
Did you download with him after the race? Because I know you were there for his finish and his first 100-mile buckle. Congratulations to you, Derek. Did you download with him like what music he put in his earbuds after you guys broke off?
Well, we were just talking about it. He's been sending me some stuff because I was going to ask him now that we're kind of like settled in, like what were some of those songs? So yeah, he's been sending me EDM music even just up until a couple minutes ago. So I'll get a fresh EDM playlist going here soon. So
we need to add that. Like we're gonna have so many different spokes to the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network playlist, dude. It's gonna be ridiculous. Spotify might have to create a whole brand new category and genre for us.
Just the RTB Spotify.
I mean, I haven't looked recently, but the 100-mile playlist is what we're going to call it now. We're going to have to delineate, was up to 30 plus hours and I think 45 contributors or something to that effect. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I think it opened. Sorry, it closed, but I can check real quick while we're chatting. We are at 30 hours, 20 minutes. And
30 hours, 20 minutes.
30. Yeah. And I see 35 saves and 24 collaborators. So that's like, yeah, that's like almost 50 people involved in our playlist, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
If I had to guess, 18 of those hours are from Derek. He's probably just adding.
Yeah,
tap.
Easily.
But this is a great segue into the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network 5K playlist. We have a Strava page for those of you who don't know. Go check out the Run, Try, Bike Strava Club. Join us. In January, we had a 5K challenge, and we had a number of people participate in it, and it was pretty damn cool to see so many people from the community participating. And so we're going to resurrect it for July. And so we're in the process of creating a 5K playlist now. And so we're looking for about 45 minutes worth of music. So if you're in that 15 minutes per mile range, you'll have enough music to get you there. Actually, let's make it an hour for those. There might be people that are walking, or they might do their 5K on a trail, and it might be, straight vertical. So let's get 60 minutes of music in there for a 5K, which would be pretty damn cool. And I think right now, we're already up to 10 minutes. So we're already 1/6 of the way there, and we just started putting this together the other day. How are you going to head into this 5K? Are you looking to just blow it all out and see how much faster than January you were, or are you going to try to meld this into some sort of training plan?
So I don't really have anything on my calendar. So I think I'm just going to focus on speed. I want to beat my January time. Sure. So I want to just plan to send it for this one. Just leave it all out there.
I did the last one on the treadmill, and I think I have to do it again on the treadmill because it's the best way to compare it. And here's the thing: the last time I did it to podcasts, and so now I'll have a playlist to run to, which might make it a little bit even easier to do. Actually, so let me correct: we are up to almost 16 minutes of music already on here. We have No Surrender, Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. We have Still Falling for You by Ellie Goulding. We have Slay It by Cryptex and Shake It by Metro Station on here already. So we're already up to 16 minutes. So if you're one of those guys or gals who can finish 5K in 15 minutes, we got you covered already.
That'd be me. I think the The last 5K challenge we did, I did outside, and it was freaking miserable outside, and I ran against the headwind. So let's hope January gives me a better condition. Yeah, I'm gonna send it for
Well,
that one. I'm excited.
July's gonna be a little bit warmer than January in Indiana, I'm guessing.
Just a little, hopefully. I mean, you never know now, but
I just talked to a guy who lives in Kelowna, British Columbia, or excuse me, Alberta, Kelowna, Alberta, Canada, and he said he was at the Rockaway marathon, which is in New York, about a week or two ago, and he was like, it was freezing, and he goes, and I mean literally, it was freezing. I mean, we're talking about May, like, it's crazy.
That's wild.
Do you have? So speaking of poor weather and music, do you have a song that you would go to, like if it's a rainy day or a foggy, cloudy day that you could just like veg out to?
Yeah, so I like to, whenever it's like really crappy outside, I like to find music that like makes me think like warmer weather. So I always go to like kind of like upbeat, like jam. Like I always go to like the same groups. If it's like really crappy outside, I almost always go to Bob Marley.
Okay, yeah.
Or OAR because or like Sublime, because like there's Sublime songs that, I mean, they're singing about places that I've never even been, but like almost puts you there. It's like, so in a way, it like makes me feel warmer. Even though it might be like 7 degrees outside. So I usually try to like do one of those. It's always like the same like few groups because I like some like reggae or something. It's like a random reggae playlist always kind of takes me to like a warmer environment.
That would be the mindset too, but I don't know that I'd get into it from a warmer climate thought process. I would just like, reggae just seems to be mellow, and on those rainy, cloudy days, it just, that mellowness would be ideal, I would think.
Yeah, same.
Put out a call to Threads to see if there are people who have 5K songs on their playlist, so we can add that to this, and then maybe we could end up also dropping them onto the 100-mile playlist. Because here's the thing: when you're finishing a race, almost 100% of the time, whether it's a half marathon, 50-miler, 100-miler, right? All of a sudden, you get reinvigorated when that finish banner shows up. And you're like, look at me, I'm Flash Gordon flying down towards the finish line. So this could be the song we drop into the 100-mile playlist to get people juiced up. If you could pick a song to have the over the PA system as you're coming into the finish line of your next race, what would it be?
So it was a start line song, but I could see this being like a really good finish line song. But I love For Those About to Rock by AC/DC. Like that song gets me so fired up. So maybe I'd go with that for like a finish line song. Like start and
see, the
finish.
thing is, at the start line though, right? You gotta be smart. Like, and I get it. I'm an idiot when it comes to racing, dude. Like, as soon as the gun goes off, I am running like my hair. Well, I don't have hair, but I'm running as if my hair were on fire. And so I like the idea of pacing and stuff like that. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how to do it. And I'm a big believer in the show up and blow up and all gas, no brakes mindset. Some days you finish a race and some days you don't. But for a finish line song, like that would be awesome.
Yeah. It's an absolute.
What about
jam.
Enter Sandman by Metallica at the start with the bells?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
The bells might actually get you to slow down a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, like set like a nice like kind of like an ease into like tempo. Yeah, I can see that.
And then at the end, you just full send. You just need that music to just be blaring. Can you recall ever at any race the song that is actually playing when you finish?
Oh, for some random memory, but I felt like I did like a donut dash and like Sweet Caroline was playing one time at a finish line. It was like a donut dash 5K. It was like miserable outside too, which is funny, like how upbeat the song was and like just how awful the conditions. That's the only one I can remember off the top of my head. Actually,
I honestly, all the races I've done and finished, I cannot recall a single song that would be playing at the finish line. Not one. As a matter of fact, when I finished Western States, I remember the PA announcer starting to talk, because they ask you submit something that you would want said at the finish line. And I finished just under 27 hours, I think. So there were like, 3 people that were walking their dog at Placer High that found their way into the stands, like what the hell's going on around here? There's literally nobody there for my finish. So I could hear him talking because there was no crowd noise. And even then, I don't recall. Like, I remember him saying, here comes Jason Bahamudi and finishing or whatever. But that's it. Like, I don't remember anything he said after that, because it was like the euphoria of actually finishing the event.
That's awesome. I think the only reason I remember Sweet Caroline, there's like an ongoing joke. It's like, if you live in the Midwest, you can't help yourself but sing to that song. Like, everybody, doesn't matter where you are, you have to sing that chorus out loud, like as a group. It's like a Midwest tradition. So I just remember everybody singing it. But
are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I will go to a game, but I cannot watch it on TV. Like, I just can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I love the game, but yeah, I will go to the game.
I believe Sweet Caroline plays in the 7th inning stretch for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, that's right. I felt like the White Sox did that same thing when I was at one of their games recently. Maybe. I felt like maybe that's
because they have we talk about walk-up songs in baseball a lot, and Francisco Lindor for the Mets has been going into My Girl, and then he just added another song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, to his walk-up song playlist. Which have you seen the movie Remember the Titans? So when great movie. When they play Ain't No Mountain High Enough, like, dude, like, I'm full on singing. Give me the microphone. I could be on stage singing that song. Me and Ryan Gosling, before he became famous in that movie, be singing that song. But that's a great song. You know what the thing about our running playlist is, dude? And you probably know better than I do. There's really nothing in there from the 50s and 60s, is there?
Not that I can think of.
Because that's great music. Like, I remember my parents listening to it, and it was always something that we would have playing in our house. And Lori will sometimes look at me and be like, how the fuck do you know the words to this song? Like, when it plays every single day in your house as a kid.
Yeah, 50s and 60s, like some good Jefferson Airplane, or like the Mamas and the Papas on there.
Like Motown, dude. Motown. We have no Motown on there. We got to get Marvin Gaye in there. We got to get Teddy Pendergrass. We got to get the Jackson 5 in there. Otis Redding. Yeah. We need all of that stuff to get in there. And Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is not, it's Motown, but it's not from the 50s and 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Although, I don't know if you hear that music, I don't know how fast you really want to be running.
True.
It'd be perfect, like aid station music, like as you're coming into the aid station. Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good aid station
Maybe
music.
That's the playlist we need to make for the race directors. We could add that. Idea. We could add that to our offerings with RTB awards. Not only will we will we create awards for you, we'll actually create playlists for your aid stations.
I like that.
I can see that taking off, just because what we need, dude, is another business idea.
Yeah.
So one of the things, we're coming up on time. One of the things I want to talk about is track tunes. I had the pleasure of chatting with Dave Hawkins, who created track tunes. I talked to him last week, and part of the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network 5K playlist was born out of my conversation with him. Have you used track tunes yet?
No, we've talked like back and forth on threads, and I'm really, really fired up about this idea. So yeah, I'm really stoked for this.
For those of you who don't know what track tunes is, basically you go to tracktunes.app, and you connect your Spotify and your Strava so that when you run it and you listen to music, it will take what you listen to and put that playlist into your activity. And you can do things with it like see how fast, did you pick up your pace when, I don't know, when Pitbull came on, or did you pick up the pace when Metallica came on? And then you can start to mess around and build a playlist from there. So I think I think it's a great idea to have the Track Tunes partnership that we'll have for this 5K playlist that we'll be doing in July. And I just think it's a cool idea. Like, I know you're a music person. So have you ever thought about how do I build a playlist based on, my paces and my efforts before?
Yeah, actually, that's what I did for our last 5K challenge. Is I built a playlist just for that, and I picked songs that would put like. So I learned that if I listen to certain music, I will push the pace too hard for longer stuff. So I know so I intentionally curated it where it's just like pure bangers, just like would just get me like super fired up. And actually, that's actually what I did for the last challenge. So I'm really excited to like test that theory again, but using the app and like maybe even get like so we'll be getting like basically some form of like data like how that like I think that's really cool. So I'll definitely be using it for that. But yeah, to answer your question, I have done that. Like intentionally made stuff to like keep me slower or keep me faster depending on distance and goal. And
Do you remember what songs were on that playlist when you did the challenge in January?
yeah, I still have that playlist. There was an MF Doom song called Benzie Box, and I had a Young Bleed song, All the King's Men on there, and I had a Mobb Deep song. Crap, what was the Mobb Deep song? I'm gonna blank on the Mobb Deep song. And I had "Bring the Ruckus" by Wu Tang, and I had "If It Ain't Live" by Mystical. It was just like pure, like just like this pure gangster rap. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Pure hip hop. It was awesome.
So answer me this: while you were in the middle of running that 5K, and this is how 5Ks go, and I don't care who you are. First mile, you are into it. You're like, I got this. Second mile, you're like, why the hell does this mile feel like it's 50 miles? Third mile, you're like, okay, we're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. And then the 10th of a mile feels as long as the entire race. So as you're going through the process of running that 5K and you're listening to this curated playlist, was there ever a moment where you were like, Siri, play the next song? I don't want to listen to this one.
I was working so hard to PR that I don't think I could have touched my or even gotten those words out actually. Luckily it was miserable outside and no one was there to hear me like huffing and puffing like an oxen trying to get that PR.
It would have sounded like a lot of heavy breathing, and
uh,
it'll be awesome to see what songs people get from either using our playlist or their own playlist for this 5K challenge, and how that ties in with Track Tunes and whether they're or not they actually did see their paces increase. Because right, if you could figure out somehow to make it so that you got to start fast, don't get me wrong, but if you can control your pace at the very beginning so that miles 2 and 3.1 you're actually negative splitting in a way because you've built that playlist. And then it would be cool to have that data come back at you and be like, yeah, when you started with this song, you were running, pick a number, 7-minute pace, and then by the end you were running a 6.5-minute pace because of this song.
yeah. So that's kind of that's why I would like intentionally pick other songs that were slower for like longer stuff, because I learned this is gonna sound wild, but I think it even like elevated my heart rate, like certain
Oh, I
songs.
believe it.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to kind of see it in like this format and like get like a live feedback of how it treats your pace or like heart rate, or like if it like helps you PR, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'll have to try that. Maybe that's what I'll do this time. I want a negative split at 5K. I've never been able to successfully do that, so maybe I'll back up and like try that, like something like eases into like a 5K PR. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but you can't ease in that much though. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah, that's tough.
make it up. So let's say you run a 10-minute mile, right? And you're so 31 minutes to run a 5K. If you are like, well, if I run at an 11-minute pace, that means you're gonna have to run nines the remainder to get to that number, and that's a big drop. So you can't
Yeah.
really, you got to be really careful. Um, Dave was telling me that there isn't a way that Strava provides beats per minute anymore, or Spotify doesn't provide that anymore. And I'm wondering if there's a way to figure out like what the beats per minute are so that you could set that 5K up. And let's say in order to PR, you need to be at 190. So you do that first song at 185, then you go to 195, then you go to 200 beats per minute, creating that playlist that way. That would be some hell of a scientific.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah,
I know I know he's like, so by the way, so what he's done is amazing. He said it's taken him a little while to get to this point with his app because he's been screwing around and it's not his bread and butter. It's not his moneymaker. But what he's found is that he's been able to talk to like a bunch of different indie musicians and get, their music and add it to Spotify playlists and drop that into the track tunes when he runs. And he's like, I could see who the indie musician in their song and their album is that has helped me run faster and stuff like that. It's just fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really, really neat. Yeah, I'm excited to try this out.
We'll have to keep plugging away. We've got a month to get more songs added, so we'll have to keep asking people to drop their favorite 5K songs into our playlist so we can keep putting them in there and growing that entire song, or excuse me, that entire playlist. Dude, we're running out of time. Before I let you go, has there been any new music that you've been listening to? Have you been swayed by Taylor Swift purchasing her entire music album category library or whatever it is now?
I just got to say, I guess I'm just surprised with how much I like EDM. So that's been my new thing now. I'm just like, I didn't know I like this. And Derek noted that EDM is basically like, I think 160, 180 beats per minute. So it's like perfect running cadence for me. So it's been surprisingly a refreshing genre to dig into.
We'll have to find something slightly faster. You could use EDM as your first half mile to get you into it at the 5K and then blow it out from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, dude. I appreciate your time. This What's in Your Earbuds will be back on the 16th, right? 2 weeks from today. I don't know if we have a guest or not for that show yet, but if you're listening and you want to come jump on our show and chat about music and chat about running at the same time, hit us up at Run Tribe Mag on all the social media platforms. We'll get you out there. And while you're at it, make sure you go to runtribemag.com and smash that, subscribe to our newsletter as we're starting to do some more behind the scenes type stuff. So we'll get that stuff in there. Dude, thank you so much. Congratulations. 43 miles at Mohican, I believe, correct?
I think like 45-ish is what I got.
45-ish. That's amazing. Seriously, dude, I don't think people understand how hard this stuff is. Even those of us who participate in it don't really understand how hard this stuff is.
Yeah, it was. I'm not upset. I'm gonna keep coming back. I'll retrain and keep chasing buckles.
That's it, dude. That's the whole point of it. And next thing you know, you'll have your own earbuds. You won't have to share with Derek on the next one. All right, man. I appreciate you. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you in like 30 minutes anyway.
Okay. See you.